Welcome back to the channel everyone. This is Vikram and welcome to my first ever POV review. This is the all new Mahindra BE6 and this is a very futuristic car. Let us directly get into drive mode and roll. The car is absolutely smooth and the way you sit in this cockpit, this driving seat feels like an absolute cockpit of a flight. Driving feel of this car is really fantastic, and I'm currently driving it in power mode, which gives you the full access to all the 230 horsepower this car produces. So this car actually runs on a 59 kilowatt hour battery which produces 230 bhp and 380 newton meters of torque. All that torque comes down from 0 rpm, so right from when you're doing zero speed, like right from stationary, it delivers all that 380 newton meters of torque. So this car is an absolute head turner. The moment, no matter who it is, like right from kids, adults, everyone, they look at this car as if it's a sports car. I have driven a lot of cars but never received the amount of attention this car does. So deliveries have not yet started. I think they'll start delivering these cars from the beginning of April, or maybe a couple of cars have been delivered to customers, but the mass market delivery will start from April, which is like 10 days from now. And because of because only a very few cars have been roaming around, people have been going bonkers looking at this car. The amount of attention this thing, even people with much bigger cars, like yesterday someone who's driving a Defender has asked me about the price and details of this car, and that person absolutely loved this car. I thought of capturing that, but privacy issues for those people, and this car has got a lot of features. So it's got lane keep assist, it's got lane departure warning, it's got adaptive cruise control, and this thing actually corrects these lanes all by itself, and this as well got auto park feature. If you want to see that, stay tuned. Next video on our channel is definitely going to be the demonstration of the auto park feature of this car. You don't have to be inside the car whatsoever, it parks all by itself. So the moment you throttle the car, it pushes you back into the seat. All that 380 newton meters of torque, as I said, it pushes you back into the seat right from get-go itself. And the steering feel is great. Handling is very good. It is a tall car. The car stands at around 207 mm of ground clearance. In spite of the ground clearance, and suspension setup is a kind of on the stiffer side, so the car is absolutely stable at higher speeds. I did close to 140, 145 last night when roads were empty. Car is absolutely stable. Handling as well is really great. So the moment you throttle the car, the traction is on right now, so it didn't do any rear slides or anything of that sort. This thing comes with rear wheel drive drivetrain, so it does a lot of wheel spins when the traction control is off. Apart from that, the car feels really good, and even that feels good for me, for people like me. And the amount of attention this car receives, even people with bigger cars feel broke when you see something like this. Of course, that is not going to last long, because a lot of people are going to buy this car soon. When the deliveries start happening, people usually notice the car outside on the road, they get attracted, they book it, all that stuff happens. But for now, I'm receiving a lot of attention because this is probably the only BE6 on the road right now here at my place. So people are really going bonkers. As you can see, it is an absolute head turner. People love this car. At least the looks of this car. It looks like an Urus in certain aspects. Of course, if you have seen an Urus in person, it doesn't feel so similar. But at least, the shape and the way this car is dynamic, aerodynamic, feels good. But one thing, it's got a lot of sensors which keep on irritating you. So the first thing I did when I took this car was I turned almost all the sensors off, but I can't turn the blind spot monitor off. That is actually useful, that is not very irritating as such, but I've shut down all the sensors which make noise. So I'm kind of cool with it right now. Only noise that comes right now is if I didn't fasten my seatbelt, or in certain cases it makes some sound when it senses something very close to the car, like under 1 meter. Apart from that, all the sensors are turned off, so the car is quiet right now and it feels very comfortable. Or else whenever you get into this bumper to bumper traffic situations, this thing shouts to let you know that people are all around you. But the throttle response is really great. Windsur's throttle response is not as good as this one. I'm talking about the driving feel. I have driven the Windsor. I drove the Curve EV and BE6. Windsor is not on par with this car for sure, but Curve feels kind of similar, but braking is much better in this car, and it's got a lot more features than the Curve. It's kind of similar to the Curve. It's even more futuristic. When Curve came out, we thought Curve was very, very, very futuristic. That felt like it's from 2030. This thing is from 2040. Someone has teleported it. Someone has put this entire car in a time machine and sent it. And after doing a couple of power launches, my ears are getting clogged. That is how torquey the car is. A lot of G-force. Absolutely fun to drive this car is. And the steering gets heavier when you get more into like aggressive driving. And as you can see, it's got this lane keep assist. Yeah, it's active right now, so I left the steering completely. Let us see if this thing, yeah, it is working, but I'm not confident enough to leave it all by its own. Now I'm going to turn the adaptive cruise control on. Yes, I've programmed it to 60. So I completely left it to itself. Emergency braking is integrated into the this thing, adaptive cruise control. Cruise has been shut down. Yeah, now adaptive cruise is on again. Let me increase the speed to 60. The lane keep assist is on as well, and it's asking me to put my hands on the steering wheel. As you can see, it is applying brakes all by itself, but I'm not confident enough to leave it. I'm getting that itch to engage the brake, but still the car is applying brakes by itself. But the thing with this ADAS is they don't sense what's behind you. If something is very close to you in the behind, these cars kind of fail. Apart from that, ADAS works like a charm in this car. It's better than the XUV 700, and it's much better than the Safari's ADAS. In Safari, ADAS is not very precise. It is good. It is not as precise as what it is in this car. As you can see, I was about to apply the brake, but the car has applied the brake all by itself, which is a good thing. In the XUV 700, the car completely comes to stationary. I didn't experience anything of that sort in this car till now, but it is very precise. ADAS is very, very good in this car. And the horn, you can't, yeah, it is working. Last night when I tried to honk it from the center, it's kind of, as you can see right now, it's not working. You need to be a little bit hard if you want to blow the horn from the center, but it's easy from the peripherals, from the endmost parts of the steering wheel. And the way this car pulls, overtaking, not an issue whatsoever. And even when you have complete control over the steering wheel, when you want to go out of the lane, this thing self-centers, as you can see. But if you apply, if you turn the signal on, it wouldn't push you back into your previous lane. As you can see, it is smart, it is very smart. I'll show you guys that thing once again. If I turn the signal on towards the left, it will let me get into the lane which is adjacent to me. But if I don't turn the signal on, it will push me back into the previous lane. It is very smart. So this car starts at close to 18 point something lakhs and goes all the way till 30 lakhs on road. Even if it's 30 lakhs, this car is absolutely worth it. If you saw that person, that is an absolutely shittiest way to ride a motorcycle. These days, people are being very careless with the bikes. bro, you're on a bike, you'll die if something goes wrong. But people with bigger bikes won't do such stuff. People with exclusively MT-15s and NS200s, both of which are great bikes, but they've turned it into kind of choppiest bikes on the market right now. As you can see, let's see if, oh, actually it is about to correct, but I'm not confident enough to leave it on its own. So let's leave it again. Let me push it into the lane. No, it's correcting. Whoa. I am not. It is turning the car. The road is a bit curvy right here, so it is turning. I'm not confident enough to leave it. It is asking me to place my hands on the steering wheel. It's got sensors all over the steering wheel. No matter where you touch the steering, it senses it. So in other cars, in like even in few Teslas, you should only hold it like right where the grips are present. But in this car, you can touch it anywhere on the steering wheel. It senses. That is smart. A lot of smart bits on this car, and very few things kind of makes you feel awkward, like the sensors I talked about, these front and rear parking sensors and all that. We should be absolutely careful while driving a car which seeks a lot of attention, because people look at the car and stop looking at the roads, which is kind of intimidating. Both, even I'm someone who'd stare at cars like, I go into some other world when I see a good car. But at the same time, we should keep concentrating on the road. That is very risky. You can look at your favorite cars and favorite bikes on the road, but you shouldn't completely leave your gaze off the road. So guys, this is a POV review. I say what I feel. I completely don't talk about what I don't like. I completely don't talk about the spec sheet and all that stuff. Only a few numbers. So this is something I tried for the first time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll come back to you people with a lot more POV reviews soon. Until then, this is Vikram signing off.